Welcome to my celebration. It's time for a podcast episode, a YouTube episode, wherever you're joining me, where I'm celebrating today. So I got myself some beautiful flowers. If you're just on the podcast, you can't see how beautiful they are, but beautiful flowers. I went and bought this new beautiful vase here in Hawaii, and I've got myself this little cake and this candle that says yay on it that I have lit. And we're going to finish this episode before that candle burns down so far that I can't eat the cake because it's covered in wax. So that's the goal. All right. So here's where we're at. Here's why I'm celebrating. I am letting go. I am letting go of believing stories that I've had in my life that have been on repeat since I was young, since I was little. I am letting go of believing I need to stay quiet, that I can't be all of me, because if I'm all of me, it's going to be too much for somebody else around me. I am letting go of rejecting myself, because really, when I think the world is rejecting me or people are rejecting me, I'm just rejecting me. You can only let happen to you what you allow or give to yourself or do to yourself. I'm no longer subscribing to someone else rejecting me because I don't reject me. So they can't reject me. I don't reject me. I am letting go. Gosh, I had a hard, long, it wasn't long, it seems long, session today with my coach. And that's what sparked my celebration tonight. I actually came home. I went and got a massage after I had my session. I went and got a massage. And then I came home and my hair was not done. My makeup was not done. And I was like, you know what? Nope. I got dressed, did my hair, did my makeup. It's 9 o'clock at night. I think it's like 10:30 right now, way past my usual bedtime. And I went out and I bought myself some flowers, and I bought myself this little cake and a candle. And I thought, I am going to memorialize today. And I am memorializing that I am doing life different. And here's one thing that I really, really recognized and that's been happening. I no longer subscribe. I intellectually know that I don't function out of pressure anymore. I don't beat myself up anymore. I don't subscribe to being treated unkindly any longer. I only subscribe to someone who wants to be careful with my heart, to friends who want to be careful with my heart, to those who want to treat me kindly because I treat myself kindly. However, I was in a really, really, really big pattern of resistance for the last 5-6 days. And I just thought it was all this anger that was in me, and I thought it was anger, and I knew there was something going on. I knew there was a pattern somewhere, but I couldn't see the pattern. I didn't know what it was. And I have been sitting here trying to start writing my book. And I'm like, I can't start writing my book. Like I'm not in the right energy. And then I was just like angry at not being able to control. I thought it was a control issue. I was angry at not being able to control those in my life that I felt like were supposed to show up for me. And they didn't. And even if they said they wanted to, they couldn't. And it was leading me to be like frustrated. And here's what's so interesting. When we are used to a certain pattern, when we are so used to a behavior, and we intellectually graduate from the behavior, we still can crave it because we haven't broken the pattern yet. We haven't graduated from the pattern. We may have intellectually graduated from, okay, I know that this isn't healthy, or I know I don't want to live this way, or I know I don't want to accept this. You can know it, but if you don't graduate from playing out the pattern, you will stay stuck in the resistance that feels like garbage, which is where I was at. So I went through last week rejection, feeling rejected. But I was rejecting myself. So I kind of went through that. But this week, I was feeling dismissed. And this was just another layer that I had never pulled off that's been threaded throughout, the patterns of my life. But what's so interesting is you can only be dismissed if you dismiss yourself. So how was I dismissing myself? That was the big question. And where was I not living in alignment with myself? So what I realized is I'm graduating. I'm graduating. I no longer dismiss myself. I no longer reject myself. I do not subscribe to that anymore. And my little yay candle here. It's as simple as that. I am unwilling to dismiss myself any longer. I am unavailable for anyone else to be dismissive of me. I am unavailable to be rejected because I am unavailable to reject myself. And I thought, you know what? That's huge. And I think that's huge for so many of us because I know I'm not the only one. I'm just vulnerable enough to sit here with a cute little cake and a vase of flowers in my condo in Hawaii and share this with you. At 10:30 at night, got myself all dressed up, did my hair, did my makeup, because this is my party. And I am doing life different. I am doing life different. What's so interesting is I was sitting here, my coach and I, we've been, talking for a couple weeks, and we were talking about, am I ready to date? And I was like, I don't think I'm ready to date. I don't want to date. And, part of it is because there was fear for, having my heart broken again. But really the deeper I got, the more I realized I was afraid to be seen. I was really afraid to be seen. And as long as I stayed in dismissing me, I'm not going to want to be seen, which is going to leave me alone, right? Which is not where I want to be for the rest of my life, by the way. If it's my lot in life, it's my lot in life. But that's not my desire. So one of the things I really realized, and I'm just going to look at my notes here, is if somebody else is trying to dismiss me, that is a reflection of their character, not of who I am. And it's not a reflection of my character. That's really, really important for you to understand and for me to remember. The other thing I learned today about myself is I have achieved and achieved and achieved, but I have achieved out of drama. And let me explain what that means. Every time I feel dismissed, essentially, I feel like I get angry about that, right? You get dismissed. You feel like pissed off, for lack of a better term. And then my go-to was to turn around and go achieve, because achievement was making me feel like I had more value. And so that was the cycle I was stuck in. But what happens when I'm with me and I don't have anybody to play that out with? I was literally like fighting with myself and not making progress on my book and not making progress in the business that I want to make. Partially because I don't treat myself like that anymore, but I didn't know how to do it differently yet. I didn't know what to do if what I've been driven by for years and years and years is the drama triangle. And then if I don't have the drama, then I have nothing fueling me. So it's a really good, I know this is kind of a deep topic, deep conversation today, but I would look at what fuels you. Where do you find your fuel? And is that fuel coming from excitement and joy and alignment and determination? Or are you needing to prove something because it's helping you to feel a certain way? It's filling a void or filling a hole, or it's a measure of your lovability. So often it becomes a measure of our lovability. As long as we achieve, our parents or colleagues, but usually our parents, they showed us love and affection and admiration and all those pieces. And so therefore we continue to achieve because that reinforces that pattern of I'm loved when I do this thing. Fill in the blank for yourself. What fuels you? And it's time to break the patterns. It's time to graduate. It's time to celebrate and graduate and do it different. And that feels really weird. And you know what? I had some tears today for sure, because what I felt like was if I don't have that drive coming from having to prove myself, having to say, you know what, screw you, I'm going to be amazing, watch me go. I'm going to go achieve, I'm going to go make money, I'm going to go build a business, but I'm doing it from such a negative energy. If I didn't have that, I didn't know what to do, because I've never performed from a healed, aligned, energetic state. And when I took away the driver, it felt empty. It felt like this blank white sheet of paper, this canvas, and I'm like, where do I go from here? And where I go is determined and alignment. I'm graduating from being dismissed to being determined. And I'm celebrating. Oh, my candle went out. I'm celebrating myself today, and I'm celebrating my graduation. So I hope you do the same thing. I hope you find a coach. I hope you reach out. I hope you reach out to me so you can get coaching. I hope you have a great therapist. I hope you have a great friend. I hope you have those people around you, you find those people around you, or those ways or that information. There's always a solution to any problem. There's always a solution to any problem. Whatever that solution is, however it comes for you, find the solution, because what you are living in, the way that you are living, the way that we play out our patterns, the way that we're driven, the way that we have not believed that life gets to be joyful is not true. It's just what we were taught and what we're so used to that we don't know how to do it differently yet. So let's do it differently. Let's do it from joy. Let's do it from excitement. Let's do the work. And when you do the work, life gets to be joyful. Thanks for joining me in my graduation ceremony. Now I'm going to eat my cake.